We've seen a rising trend of unmarried couples buying homes together. Home ownership comes with a lot of financial responsibility and, of course, challenges, especially if you're not married. Joining us now is Howard Dvorkin, CPA and chairman of Debt.com. Howard, welcome to the show. So since 2014,
Thank you for having me.
of course, this is such an interesting story to me. Since 2014, the number of co-buyers with different last names surged. This number is staggering, 800%. Why are we seeing this trend of unmarried couples buying homes together now more than ever?
Well, there's a couple reasons. Frankly, the cost and affordability of a home, it's much more expensive for a single person to buy a home. The other thing is, there's a lot more untraditional marriage unions going on, whether it's couples or roommates. The cost of rent in certain areas is significantly higher than it was a couple of years ago, partially due to the pandemic. But unfortunately, we're seeing a real estate market charged by low interest rates. And that is increasing the activity, which increases the pricing of houses. I've been a CPA and a credit counselor for more than 3 decades. I've seen a few of these markets, and unfortunately, what goes up must come down. It's just the law of, it just always seems to happen. And the fact of the matter is, I don't think this is going to be the exception.
Is this a trend that you think is here to stay? Do you think this will fizzle out in the current housing market?
I think this tradition will stay where unmarried couples are buying houses together. Roommates are maybe doing that also. I think that part certainly may continue. I do believe, however, that the activity or the overactivity in the housing market currently may fizzle out at some point once interest rates rise, and they will rise at some point.
For an unmarried couple, Howard, do you think this is a better investment or co-investment than to rent out or flip a property?
Well, I am a CPA and a real estate investor at the same time. And I don't believe in flipping houses. Yes, you can make some money, but real money is made over the long term and holding on to those properties and having that non-tax depreciation. That being said, I do think that people will continue to buy houses, which is great. I do also believe that the complicating factor of buying a house without having a traditional union of some sort is a challenge. I mean, buying a house is a great time, it's in people's lives. It should be exciting. However, when an unmarried couple gets together, and even a married couple, it's challenging. People have different goals and values. And also when they're unmarried, it's too easy for one side to just pick up their luggage, their things, and move out. And that does happen. And I have, as a credit counselor with Debt.com, have been in situations where I have seen that. I've even seen that where people that were intending to get married started living together, bought a house together, and all of a sudden one walks out, and the one of them is stuck with a mortgage that they can't afford.
No, those stories are very common. So I do want to ask you, what are some key items that these unmarried partners should definitely discuss beforehand?
Well, it's not only discuss. Communication in any union is important, whether you're married or unmarried. The fact of the matter is you come up with some guidelines, but you have to put it in writing. Go see an attorney. You're talking hundreds of thousands of dollars of investment. The other problem is one partner may be, or one resident may have great credit, the other not such great credit, and one sits on the mortgage and one doesn't, and they're all paying the same and maybe splitting it, or maybe one's paying the mortgage and one's paying the bills. The fact of the matter is, know what the deal is, put it in writing, go see an attorney before you enter into a business transaction.
Uh-huh.
And that is what this is. It's a business
Yeah.
transaction.
That was my next question. So you answered half of it, that unmarried couples should draft a contract agreement of some sort. What are some necessary clauses to have in that contract, Howard?
Well, the fact of the matter is how the profits are split. That's obvious. If one side is putting in more money and the other side isn't, maybe there's some room for negotiation. Furnishings, obviously, but also the legal liability. If one person moves out and they're both on the mortgage, what happens? Does the property get sold? Is it possible to have a buyout clause for one of the parties? There's a lot of terms that need to be discussed and understood, because at the end of the day, let's face it, 50% of marriages in this country fail.
Yeah.
But the laws are catered to those people. In this case, some of the laws in the states are catering to these people, but not a lot. So you have to be very, very careful.
A lot of useful information here. Howard Dvorkin, CPA and chairman of Debt.com. Thank you so much, Howard. We hope you come back.